Hi, Domenica here from Easy Sewing for Beginners. In this video today, I'll be showing you how to sew on a button using the button sewing foot on your Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Be sure to check out my playlist for the Singer heavy duty sewing machine where I'll add all the tutorials that I've made for using this sewing machine. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to remove the existing presser foot and I'm going to attach the button sewing foot. Now for the settings, I'm going to select the zigzag stitch. For the length, I'm going to select 0. Now for width, I'm going to start on 3, but this will vary depending on how far the holes are apart on the button. So I'm going to test this before I actually start stitching on the button. Now you can also lower the feed dogs if you want. So to do that, remove this extension table, and down the bottom here, you will have a little switch for your feed dogs. So when I push this little button over to the left, you'll notice the feed dogs here will drop. Okay, and that will stop them from moving. I've found though, because the stitch length is on 0, the feed dogs don't actually move anyway, so you can get away without doing this step if you want. Okay, so now that we're ready to sew on the button, I'm going to place the fabric and the button under the presser foot and just line up the 2 holes in between those little toes, blue toes I suppose, and lower the presser foot. Now before I put my foot on the foot pedal, I'm just going to use the hand wheel and turn it towards me just to make that needle go up and down, and test to make sure that the needle is going to go through those holes because we don't want to break the needle. Okay, so as it comes back up, it should switch over to the other side and come back down. Okay, now if you find that the needle is missing the hole and hitting the button, then you can come back up to the width dial and adjust accordingly. So if I wanted the needle to come over a little bit, before I go down, I'm just going to adjust that width dial, and you can see that needle moving over slightly when I do that. So now that I'm happy that the needle is going to go through the holes, I can use the foot pedal, and I'm going to do about 10 stitches. Okay, make sure the needle is in the up position. To lock in these stitches, I'm going to switch the machine onto a straight stitch, and then I'm just going to use the hand wheel to do maybe 2 stitches to lock in that stitching there. If you have 4 holes on your button, you'd simply lift up the presser foot and move the button forward. Make sure you flick your settings back onto zigzag stitch. Just test to make sure the needle's going to go through those holes, and then repeat the process. To finish off, you can grab your snips and snip off those red thread tails on the front and the back. And it's all done. If you'd like to learn how to use the buttonhole foot using the Singer heavy duty sewing machine, then check out that video. I hope you found this video useful. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.